Hi guys, this is Leo from Quotes and Posters, and today I'm going to talk about this quote here: "No pain, no gain." I don't know actually who came with this quote. Maybe I think I heard it from Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? I think, but I don't know. I'm not sure he's the author of this quote. But it's a very interesting one, right? No pain, no gain. And it's a very philosophical one. It's a very deep quote because obviously I think the Arnold Schwarzenegger was saying that through the context of hard work at the gym, right? Like you have to actually really put the effort and put the work at the gym, but also I think it's a quote about life in general, right? Because in life, let's suppose that the gain part here is your learnings in life, and let's suppose that the pain is not a physical pain, but is actually is the process of learning that is very the problems that you will face and the struggles. Let's say that pain here is the struggles, right? So you could say no struggles, no learning, right? That could be a more direct way of interpreting this quote. And well, I think it's pretty much self-explanatory that you just say that for you to gain something in life and to learn something or to become good at something, you have to go through a series of struggles, right? And it just goes to say that life is not easy, right? And life is hard. Life is hard. Life is difficult, and if you want to achieve greatness at something, you will struggle. Basically, I think that's what this quote is saying. So, I mean, what to do about it? Since we know that life it's a struggle and life is hard. If you want to achieve greatness, how do you actually deal with this with the best way possible? And you just have to enjoy it, you have to find enjoyment through the hard work that life is. And I think you can find enjoyment by actually reframing your mindset. And I think that's how I think successful people, I think their mindsets, their minds are set for success, like the way they speak, the way they communicate, and you can clearly sense that they have passion about what they're doing. They're really like passionate about. And so if you're passionate about something that you're doing, I guess the pain of doing it, and the struggles that you face when you're gonna do the things, they get easier, they get more diminished, because you love what you're doing and you want to really devote yourself to what you're doing. So you want to keep being the best and keep striving for your best, and because you really love what you're doing, you're not really thinking about it that much, right? You're not really feeling the pain. It's not painful because you basically enjoy it, you know. It's relaxing, is a good thing. The bad thing is when you're doing something and it feels forced, and you're like there, like just like, for example, imagine like you like playing drums, and I give you this example because I used to play drums, right? And I don't play anymore. So imagine you're there playing drums, and then but you wanna like, and then society puts you in this pressure of you have to be the greatest drummer in the world, and blah blah blah, and then you fall into this pressure, right? And then there's suddenly something that used to be fun, that you used to do with your friends for fun, you know, or suddenly becomes something that, wow, is really, it's really hard, because you see like these amazing drummers. I don't know if you watched that movie, Whiplash, that has is like about the competition of the drummers. It's always like music as a sport, which I think is quite dumb, to be honest, because music is not a sport. Music is art, and art, there are completely different ways of manifestations, you know. So you can be a very bad drummer and still be very good, you know, like technically speaking. I mean, you can be technically bad, but you can still have your personality. You can still put your personality in the drums. And for example, I think the drummer from Pink Floyd is one example. Maybe he's not the best technical drummer out there, but he has a personality, right? He has a personality. And the way he plays is really interesting. Like what he can build, what his contributions to the drum at the music of Pink Floyd is really amazing, right? I think his name is Nick Mason, if I'm not mistaken. So, but then I think a lot of the stuff that we suffer, I think, is like mental struggles, you know, because if in the end of the day, if we really take things not so seriously, if we don't take ourselves that seriously, and we just have the emotional like maturity to actually sit and have fun doing what we want to do the way we want, being original and being ourselves, embracing originality, I think, yeah, results are gonna probably are gonna come much better than it would if you were like really like concerned. Oh no, I have to be the best. I have to be the best. I have to be, because yeah, it's fucking hard, man. But if you're doing something very technical, like Arnold Schwarzenegger was doing, like body building, I think it's something very like more straightforward, like very technical. It's like a sport, right? It's either you win or you lose. So this kind of things, I think is also the same, right? You have to like really love what you're doing, but maybe in a different way. You need to be more more disciplined about what you're trying to achieve. I mean, if you want to be a professional bodybuilder, you have to be extremely disciplined with your diet and your training and everything. And the thing that Arnold Schwarzenegger said in one of his videos is that what really helped him achieve his best level was the community, was actually training with great people. Because when you train with great people, your work gets better when you have the support of the community, because then the community can push you to do your best. And I think this is a problem now that we're facing in today's society that everybody is very individualistic, and we're not having a big sense of community. At least not me, you know. I don't see a lot of actually people coming and help me out to become my best. Like I have to actually do it and search for the people, and I have to beg people to help me, because I basically in my life I couldn't find a nice group of people that would support me to achieve my greatness. I haven't found yet. And so basically I just do things on my own, and I just hope for the best, which is not I don't think it's the best way of doing things. I wish I had people where I could talk to, and I could evolve, like even I could evolve my way of thinking and my philosophies, maybe change my perspectives and become a better person. And maybe that's one of the reasons also I'm doing this project, you know, because I feel alone. I feel kind of lonely, to be honest, and I always struggle with mental issues, and I struggled with anxiety and depression, and I'm doing this for myself, to talk to myself. So basically when I'm talking here to you, I'm basically talking to myself. And I hope that some people enjoy what I'm saying, and I hope that somehow with this project I managed to get a community where we all learn together. I don't want to be I'm not a teacher, you know. I'm not a teacher. I'm not here to give advice to anyone, and I think it's quite ridiculous when you see people, everybody now on YouTube seems eligible to give advice, and everybody seems now to have a great piece of wisdom in their minds and to pass on to people. And I think this is all bullshit. I think that here, what I'm doing here is something completely else, completely different. I'm bringing my thoughts about life, and I'm open to change. I'm open to evolve and change my thoughts to something else if I see the point. But you really have to actually understand and see the point, and sometimes it's really hard, right? But that's part of evolution, and that's why I'm here saying no pain, no gain, because evolution is hard. So for you to evolve and to get gains, you gotta be like really smart. You don't want to be stuck. You know, no, many people, they just get stuck, right? They just, I don't know what to do with my life, and then they just don't do nothing like the entire life. And I'm not saying that it's bad, you know. Probably if I had a source of steady income, I would probably do nothing my entire life at this point, you know, because I don't know, maybe spend 1 year doing nothing, maybe, and see what life brings, you know. See if that's something that really makes sense to me. But it's a very personal journey, right? Also, some people are really passionate about what they do, and they want to keep doing this like for the rest of their lives. Other people are just, they cannot find their passion, they cannot find their motivation, and it's not their fault. You know, it happened to me many times. I also changed my passion from time to time. I used to be very passionate about playing drums. Now I don't play anymore, even though I really enjoy also still listening to music and listening to great drummers. But I nowadays I just found my ways and found my passions into other activities. Like now I'm really passionate about doing these posters and talking to myself, not to you. And but hopefully I managed to get a community of people who follow me and subscribe and comment, and I can then reply the comments, and we can spend some nice fun time together discussing politics. Right? I think that would be great, if I could make a living doing that. I think for now I would be okay. I would be happy, I think. But yeah, in order for you to do something and achieve something, you have to go through struggles, right? So even for me, like now, I want to get my poster designs better, because I feel that these posters, they are not so great. Like they're not. I mean, they're not being so well valued by the design community. And sometimes I don't understand why, because I look at them and some of them honestly I really don't like anymore. I've done some of them and I really don't understand why I did some of them, but others I really do like, and this one is one that I really do like. The way I came with these designs, and but I want to keep evolving my designs, and I find that the most difficult thing for me is to get honest feedback from people. It's really hard for me to get honest feedback about my work, and also even if I get honest feedback and I start a discussion about the feedback, nobody has time to give me a proper mentorship, I would say, right? And also at the same time, it's great to have mentors, but only you and yourself can change your can be responsible for your evolution, like only yourself. So even though it's important to get teachers and get people to actually critique you and give you feedbacks on whatever you're doing for you to get better, you have to also take into consideration that this by itself doesn't mean anything. It means it's like the other quote that I have is like the 10,000 hours, that it takes 10,000 hours for someone to be great at something, which is a very interesting concept, right? That it really takes time. You really need time and dedication. And then some people, they just get like lost. They just lose their passion in the middle, or they try to pursue the 10,000 hour rule, but in the middle they just lose their passion and their devotion to their cause, because of the complexities that life brings to them, right? And it brings to any one of us, right? It's not easy. It's not going to be easy. Easiest thing you can do is criticize or judge others, right? So the easiest thing for you is to go there and say, oh, but he achieved that because of that, because he was in the right country, or because he had the right family, or because he had money, or his family had money, or he had contacts. And although I understand, and yes, some of these points, they do make sense, you can't just base yourself in that, otherwise you're just not gonna do anything in your life, right? And if you really want to achieve something great, which I believe you do, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video here, you shouldn't just, you should just ignore others and ignore this jealousy, these negative thoughts that you have about if you're gonna be successful or not, and you just try, you know, try. And if you're having fun, you didn't lose anything. You see, the most important thing is to have fun. If you're trying really hard and you're not enjoying, then I think that's when you should like really think and stop, and you should rethink about why are you pursuing that in the first place, right? If you're not having fun, if it's not being nice, anyway. So yeah, you gotta be like really, you gotta be really smart and to know when is the time to actually keep pursuing your something, and when is the time to stop and do something else, you know. And it's bad when you just fall into society's trap that you gotta pursue something, you gotta pursue a degree, you gotta pursue a career. Those are old ways of thinking about life. Maybe this way of thinking they used to make sense probably 50 years ago, I would say, or even like before that, like having a university and getting a degree and then studying something and working on the same thing for the rest of your life. And this notion is changing because now the world keeps changing, constantly changing, you know. And if you're not constantly looking for your evolution proactively, you're just gonna be left behind, because you might be working now in an industry that is very well paid and very successful, but you really don't know what's gonna be in the next 5 years out of this industry and out of the job that you're doing, like, because nobody can predict the future. And I've seen so many times, I've seen some industries basically because of the digital revolution just falling apart, falling down. And like with technology today, we see so much disruption of our traditional methods that I think in a way change is the only constant in life, right? So you shouldn't be afraid of change, even though it's painful, because I know it sometimes like this, it takes like 10,000 hours to do something, and then suddenly something that you're doing doesn't have value to the world anymore. So I know that can be really painful. So you gotta be really smart about where you're gonna invest your time, because you're gonna invest your time in something that you know or you have an idea that will keep existing and strong for at least the next 5 years, because 5 years is a period of time where you can really build your life, you know. You can really achieve greatness and build something great for you and your life in 5 years, or 5 to 10 maybe, right? So be very smart, be very intelligent about what you're doing now, and if whatever you're doing can actually sustain itself for at least the next 5 years, right? And sometimes you might even fail. Sometimes you really don't know if what you're doing now is gonna exist. But you have some universal truths, right? You have things that you know that society will do for the entirety of society. So be very smart about that. Follow your dreams, work hard, and here you go. No pain, no gain. Thank you very much, and see you again.